you love the Jesus of suburbia?
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunk Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. This week's artist is Green Day, brought to you by Jason.
That's
I'm
me.
guessing he's below me.
Oh, I'm always above.
He's above me. Ignore what I said. And that guy's Tim.
That's me.
He's above me.
Oh, way up there then.
He's way up there.
And I'm Bill. And today we're talking American Idiot. Came out in 2004. We've already ranked the other 6 albums prior to this. We also talked about international super hits and shenanigans in yesterday's video. You should go check that out if you didn't. We've got Black Sabbath playing on Sundays with good old Sabbath Sunday kicking in. Let's see what else. We might have an album get released at some point this year we want to cover. Remember to like, subscribe. Join our Patreon to see all the crap that we can't show on YouTube because it's not safe.
Too hot for YouTube.
Too hot for YouTube.
Indeed.
Call 1-800-WILD-BILL.
It's that second L that gets you. All right.
Always.
So, I guess we may as well roll right in here. Unless if I missed something. I don't think I did. I probably did. We're not scripted. We're just
paying attention.
running
so
this as we go.
I heard my name. And that was all I paid attention to.
So we get American Idiot. My introduction to Green Day. You start off the album with American Idiot. And, tempo-wise, it was nice to see them pick it up from the last album. Because I feel like, obviously I didn't sit there with the metronome or anything like that. I imagine American Idiot's probably faster paced than anything that was on Warning.
Yeah, I'd say that's a safe bet.
And it was nice to see some energy at least get brought back into the music. Which, increasing the tempo can do that artificially if there's not other underlying energy. I felt there was other energy in here. I'm just saying that for, Tim's sake. But in reality, I do think that...
Stop reading my mind.
all that's it's an American Idiot. I heard this song at least once a day riding the bus to and from school. Then you followed up with Jesus of Suburbia. I see how Jace broke that up. That makes a lot of sense. I never actually looked at the track listing for American Idiot. Like, I've just listened to it start to finish and not actually I suppose, this is part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For top songs, out of curiosity, are we going to be able to do, will we do Jesus Suburbia, or would it be Tales of Another Broken Home?
It's track 2, Jesus Suburbia, encompasses all of that.
Okay, that's what. Just making sure.
Spotify, we went through this the first time we recorded this video because Colquitt got fucked up with American Idiot. But no, we're going by there's 13 fucking songs. That's it.
Even though there's only 6 tracks.
No, there's 13 tracks, but I think Spotify puts Holiday and Boulevard together, or they do it all weird.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a number of them that are tied together on every release that I've seen. So, digital and physical.
Which is a very 70s or 80s type of thing. I'm just thinking back to Black Sabbath when they did the royalties type thing. It's 8 tracks, but in reality it's 16 tracks.
Well, and you can argue too that they're trying to pad in a little bit of plot to this rock opera that they've developed here.
Maybe a little bit. I think at least for Jesus of Suburbia, I've never seen it broken up all the way into 5 different segments, but it makes a lot of sense because that's where they're shifting the tempo, they're shifting the pace, they're shifting the key and the tone and whatnot.
Right. Totally different.
That being said, So I guess to keep rolling along here, for Jesus of Suburbia, I would say actually for me, my favorite part of that song would be the Tales of Another Broken Home. Um, and then we're going into Holiday Boulevard of Broken Dreams, which is a phenomenal one to, single radio rock punch.
It sounds broken up on the record.
Um, I mean, again, those two songs I heard all the time on the bus. If it wasn't American Idiot, it was Holiday or Boulevard of Broken Dreams you heard on the radio. Uh, really, I like the radio portion of Holiday. You know, I think it's an interesting break. I mean, obviously other bands did it before, but I'm gonna say I feel like Green Day did it effectively.
Before you go any further, let me do my introduction notes. Okay, they got Rob Cavallo back to produce. Before I get into the album, I just want to point out the fun fact that NoFX's War on Errorism came out in May of 2003, and the Who's Quadrophenia came out in 1973. Carry on.
All right, so then we're following that up with Are We the Waiting? And I mean, this is the first, I would argue, like first non-radio song on this album. Because even Jesus of Suburbia
I
got
would
played on the
disagree
radio.
with that wholeheartedly.
I don't remember Are We the Waiting on the radio.
It wasn't on the radio, but man, is it designed to be on there.
Well, I don't, but
Well, yeah, he's like actual. Yeah, the first 4 tracks
As far
were
as
all
far as
singles.
actually being played, yeah, okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's.
But I would argue it's probably the one that is the most radio friendly.
I think it's too. I don't know. It's kind of like Boulevard. It's kind of. Yeah.
Let's see, well, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I could see it on the radio. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it makes sense on the. I mean,
It also sounds like it was designed to be the sing along at the live show.
well, that's Boulevard's designed to be the sing along more than that one.
I think. Well, okay. Boulevard works better as a single song. Are We the Waiting is more. It's like a bridge. It's a bridge.
It's
song.
a transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On its own, it's kind of.
But I mean, after that, Rolling Around, we got Saint Jimmy into Give Me Novocaine, which for me, Give Me Novocaine might be my least favorite single on this album.
Was that? That's not a single.
Is it a single?
It's not a single. I don't remember it being a single.
If it's not a single, then it just was that popular. I thought it was.
I mean, it might have. I don't know. I wasn't listening to the radio, but so I don't know. But
I mean, Saint Jimmy, I felt like was a great lead into that. And then you got She's a Rebel, Extraordinary Girl. Again, those two, I love the fast-paced tempo of those. Say Letter Bomb, for me, kind of just exists for a little bit until we get to Wake Me Up When September Ends, though. Which here's where we're going full slower. I say starts with that like quiet. I'm gonna call it acoustic guitar, whether or not it's acoustic. Pretty sure that's acoustic. But then you pick up when you get to the second verse, I believe. Yeah. I really like that one a lot. And then we got Homecoming. I mean, this is the point when I was at the Green Day show and Homecoming happened. It's like, shit, I forgot that this one was still on here. Okay. Here we go. It doesn't do it as much for me. As I said, I mean, this is the one it feels like it's really trying to hone in. I mean, Tim alluded to like that whole like story type thing because you have the Death of St. Jimmy, East 12th Street, all those portions of it.
It does.
Um,
It seems like we're trying to cram it all into some sort of ending.
yeah, which nothing wrong there. Um,
I love a good tie-in, a good throwback.
yeah,
Sure.
and then you end on what's her name. And that's, I feel like, is a great ending and a bookend, counterpart of American Idiot. For me, this might be the best opening closing combination of the discography. Um, as for the bonus tracks, I'll be honest, the only ones that are super familiar with are Shoplifter and Favorite Son. Both are definitely worth the listen to. Um, I mean, give the I'd say Favorite Son I'd probably like a little bit more. Um,
You know what
but
that's
yeah,
from?
American
You know what that's from? Rock Against Bush, Volume 2. Go check that fucking. I'm telling you, those Rock Against Bush albums is top tier. Go check out our International Noise
They are
Conspiracy.
great. Yeah.
A lot of good shit on there.
Yep. Yeah. We've done the Foo Fighters, No Use for a Name. Um, there's all kinds of good stuff on there.
Yeah.
I had my coffee just the other day. Shit.
Tim, you want to follow up?
Sure. So start with the title track, which I appreciate as a radio song because musically it is very hardcore 101. So I like hearing that on the radio. That being said, it is, like at this point, we're what, album number 7 or something? Like I would hope they'd get to hardcore 102, but they just don't. Um, and yeah, I'll mention it. Yeah, there's some problematic lyrics on this album. Um, so be careful or
Not as bad
whatever.
as 21st Century Breakdown, though.
Not no, that is true, but they're pretty clear here.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no, like I enjoy the title track. It makes for a great opener. Jesus of Suburbia, I like a lot as well. Um, Listening to it again today, though, I did totally forget about one of these sections being from the first Motley Crue album. So I'm really looking forward to us doing Motley Crue on the channel at some point. Um, like it's a whole section.
We'll
Like,
get
oh my
there.
God. Yeah. Um, and then yeah, like you guys covered quite a bit as always. I think this album has like some pretty strong stuff going on for it. I don't think like as a rock opera it's very cohesive. It does kind of feel a little thrown together. I mean, even as a political themed album, there's only 2 songs that like even get close to that. Um yeah, the We Are the whatever it is, it's probably my low point of the album. It sounds so contrived, like it's trying to be like a We Are the World almost, or a We Are the Champions. Um, but I like St. Jimmy. I think that's a fun song. Um, and then Wake Me Up When September Ends. So I know Wonderwall was out at this point. When did the Nickelback's How Can We End Up Like That come out? I'm pretty sure it came out before this song too, though.
If you're asking, if you're genuinely asking, I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure the Nickelback stuff was out. I mean,
Oh,
it could be Photograph or whatever. Like,
uh,
take your pick. It's a Nickelback song, right?
I know which one you're thinking of. You think of Someday Somewhere. How
Sure.
can we end up like that? The
Yeah,
same
yeah, that's the
something's
one.
able.
Yep, yep.
Someday, somewhere.
That's what it's called, Somehow, Somewhere, or
There's
something.
some,
I kind of blocked a
someday.
lot of that
It
out.
was released July 28th, 2003.
So before this.
Yes.
So Green Day should have known better because these two songs and Wonderwall by Oasis, which was what, 98, 96,
95 or 4. Wonderwall's earlier than you think. Wonderwall's.
Wonderwall's been out at this point, so there's no reason for this to be the exact same song, especially after Nickelback's already like beat you to like covering it or reimagining it or whatever you want to call it. That being said, of the three, I think this one's the best.
Didn't you buy
but
this
they
album?
are all the same song. I did buy this album when it came out, yeah. I did.
Everyone bought this album. Didn't you buy it, Jason?
Oh, I'm gonna tell that story.
And then I think after Wake Me Up After September Ends, I think the album kind of falls apart. I think there's a lot of good ideas on the album. I think the drums sound incredible throughout the whole thing. Like tone wise, the production on the drums is great on this album, especially after Warning. But yeah, like you mentioned, Quadrophenia came out in 1973, and I'm all for being influenced by The Who, and I'm all for being influenced by hardcore. You know, I love all of those things. But at the like we mentioned in the last couple videos, there's a definite line, and we have crossed that line with Green Day here. Like as we said in the previous couple albums, like it's kind of a before after, and the after for me, it comes down to Green Day is able to do one thing really well, and the ideas have kind of run out, and so every song just sounds like I don't know a million other bands. Now that being said, I think this as an album is like a really good attempt at trying something creative and different, and I think that for the most part it succeeds, but ultimately it's limited by their limitations.
I followed it up.
So what do you think about that heart hand grenade, Jason?
So, 2004, Green Day was kind of like 90s band getting washed away with all the other 90s bands. Right, Blink-182, they'd already put out Untitled at this point, which was... We'll get to Blink-182, but like it is not the Blink-182 that you were used to. I grew up with Dude Ranch and shit. So I was already like, at this point, I went to Warped Tour.
At this point, you'll check it out when it comes out, but
well, I mean, it was still Green Day, so I mean, I was still a day one buyer of American Idiot, but I had heard the title track. It was the lead off single, but I remember I went to Warped Tour and I can't remember who, because I went to a bunch of Warped Tours in the early 2000s. But like as we were leaving, somebody handed me a sticker, and it was just the heart and the hand grenade. I was like, whatever, because you always get that swag when you go to those festivals. On the back of it, it said, Green Day presents American Idiot coming, September, blah, blah, whatever it was. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Green Day's actually going to do something. That's fine. Then this song came out. I'm like, well, this doesn't sound like Warning, so... it kind of...
So already a bonus.
Yeah, it's already like they got some energy back. Bill kind of hinted at that.
Yeah.
They got Rob Cavallo back producing. I say it every time, but the opening lines of this album is, I don't want to be an American Idiot. Don't want a nation under a new media, which is a theme Green Day is going to repeat multiple times over the next few albums, but we'll get there.
We will, and we will point out the hypocrisy of the, feeding into said.
Yeah,
media.
I actually used an example today. I know it's my band, but like my kids were talking about Billy Joe just recently changed the lyrics to "Don't want to be a part of a Elon Musk America," and I'm like, but they have a verified Twitter account that they're using.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So we'll get there.
And
But
his meltdown was at the iHeart Radio Fest,
yeah, yeah. They could have
which that
gone.
is a rebranding of Clear Channel, the exact media he's screaming about here.
We'll get I hashtag I support the breakdown at the iHeart. We'll get to that.
So do I. But we got to point out that it was at the iHeart.
Yeah, yeah. You know they are. You know your enemy, I guess.
Well, we'll get to that.
So when I bought this record, I'm gonna go off my notes here. I bought it. I had to go to Target, I think, because Walmart had it edited. So I went down to Target on 98, which, for those that don't know, it's like a 6-minute drive to Target where I lived at my apartment at the time, and put the CD in the car, and I'm driving, and it starts. I'm like, I've already heard this. I don't want to hear it now. Let's get something new. Jesus Suburbia started. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is good. This is better than, Warning so far. Yeah. And it just kept going. It kept changing and going through all these transitions. And I'm looking at because my CD track, it's like, we're up to like 4 minutes now. I'm like, what the fuck?
Still track 2.
Still track 2. I had to pull over. I pulled over on the side of the road and like I brought out the lyric sheet. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I saw that it was broken out into acts. I'm like, this isn't the same Green Day, I'm used to like
what is this silliness?
What the fuck are they doing here? But
yeah.
I fucking love Jesus Suburbia. Like that's my tattoos. Like I have that. I'm the son of rage and love. It's such a good story. And it wasn't until we did the Who and I actually I've like deep dove Quadrophenia, and I remember texting Tim and being like, God damn it, it's the same fucking story as American Idiot. Whatever, okay? It's a top song contender. Every line, every
I'm
note.
gonna send you the Motley Crue song after tonight.
No, it's a fucking masterpiece. I don't give a shit. Favorite line is at the center of the earth in the parking lot of the 7-Eleven where I was taught. The motto is just a lie. The way he delivers it, it's a masterpiece. Holiday, still a goddamn banger. I love the guitar tones. It's a natural progression from Warning, yet it still feels top song contender. Boulevard, I hate this fucking song. When I hear it in Fortnite, when I hear it in the grocery store, when I hear it in the dentist office. But I love this fucking song when I listen to American Idiot. I won't skip it. It fits. It's the context of the story. The song fucking fits. Are We the Waiting? It's fine. Lyrically, it's good shit. Favorite line is the rage and love, the story of my life, the Jesus of Suburbia is a lie. It does go on a little too long. It does get a little repetitive. But when St. Jimmy kicks in, it fucking kicks in. Jaded style. Cigarettes and ramen and a little bag of dope. I am the son of a bitch and Edgar Allan Poe. It's fast. It's hard. Insomniac style with little Who thrown in for good measure. It's a fucking masterpiece.
Just a little.
Just St. Jimmy. There ain't no St. Jimmy on Quadrophenia, but just a little bit.
Actually, there is.
Just a little bit.
I mean, the main character's name is Jimmy.
Well, yeah.
I think it's Dr. Jimmy on
yeah,
Quadrophenia,
music,
not
ain't
Saint,
no, there's
but...
more Ramones on St. Jimmy than there is the Who, musically. The song, not the album. Give Me Novocaine. I love it. The verses are so chill. The guitar tones reminds me of Last Ride In. Guitar solo, fucking good shit. She's a rebel from Chicago, from Toronto. She's the one they call What's Her Name, which is why I think maybe it's like just years of listening to this record over and over again. I think this is a great concept record. I don't think they wait till the end to set it all up and cram it all in. There's hints and drops all through this thing.
There's hints and drops for sure. But they take those hints and drops and try to make it make sense or whatever.
It makes sense to me. I get American Idiot 100%. Extraordinary Girl, Letter Bomb as well. Remember No Child Left Behind. You got Kathleen Hanna opening Letter Bomb, second favorite track on the album. This is where, to me, I think everything clicks together. I love the vocal melody, the riff, the build-up in the beginning does make me I'm not a part of your elite and just all right. Like it's very similar in some Insomniac shit. In the outro, you're not the Jesus of Suburbia. The St. Jimmy is a figment of your father's rage, your mother's love. Made me the idiot America. It's a fucking masterpiece. Wake me up when September ends. It happens. I know what it's about. I know it's about his father. It's fine. I don't skip it in the context of the album, but I'd use the song to warm up in Rock Band when I was playing drums on Expert. I would use Wake Me Up because it's just fucking... It's a good warm-up song. Homecoming, it ain't no Jesus Suburbia. It's still a top song, though. It's like the return of the Jedi to Suburbia's Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that's a fair comparison.
Yeah. Super fun riff to play on guitar. I love the snotty Well Nobody Cares. I love Trey Cool's Rock and Roll Girlfriend. Give Trey Cool more lead vocals. Favorite line
Green Day's
the whole...
definitely got to get rid of the Ewoks, though.
Yeah. Well, the Ewoks, we about to get into some Christmas specials here coming up. My favorite line in the whole song is, I started fucking running as soon as my feet touched ground. We're back in the barrio, into you and me. That's Jingletown. That's home. Fucking masterpiece. What's her name? Best closing track in the discography so far. It's simple. It's so fucking effective. The closing lines, and in the darkest night, if my memory serves me right, I'll never turn back time, forgetting you but not the time. That's some good fucking shit. And then you got the B-sides, which I'm going to touch on in the end here. I'm not sure where Too Much came from. I had it back in the day during my pirate... I know everybody has... Well, I'll touch on that. I had it back in the day, back in my pirate life. It's classic Green Day. Same with Shoplifter. Could have been on Warning. Simple, fun, dumb pop punk. Governator, a Mike song. Fuck yeah. I love it. It makes great television watching the world in. The fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger shit. Favorite Son, we already talked about it. Rock Against Bush. It's a fucking top song contender. American Idiot's like a timestamp. Like America 2004. This is a timestamp of what was going on. But yet it still kind of sounds timeless. I think this record still holds up to this day.
They're
Warning,
still touring it.
Nimrod, yeah, they're still fucking 30 years later. 20 years, 30 years, 20 years.
20 years for this, 30 years for Dookie.
Yeah. Like Nimrod and Warning kind of like prepared me for this.
It's almost like they have the same election every 4 years.
Yeah. You can't say that shit down here in the Gulf of America now. I know a lot of fans turned their back. Like there was a lot of people who were like off the train at this point, and I get that. But I don't care. This is still like, this album blew me away back then. It's still a record that I can play, but I like to hear it in its entirety. I don't like to hear Boulevard in the grocery store, or like it's a complete piece of work that still holds up to me. We got to talk about Bullet in the Bible. I just had to show this off because this is like one of the most expensive, hard to find Green Day vinyls, but I have it and paid normal price back in 2009 before all you bitches started collecting records. All you kids nowadays.
Keep coming though. Listen to the records. We love it.
Yeah. Keep vinyl alive.
That's right.
It's fine. It's not my favorite Green Day live record, but if Bill did his homework, he would have listened to King for a Day / Shout, because I mentioned that in a few videos prior, but that's a good version of King for a Day. But you got all the same songs. You got it's mostly the singles. Like, it's all singles, actually.
Sorry, I just had a vision of you like, yeah, Bill did his homework. It's like, no, Bill's just over there screaming Hammer Time.
Yeah.
Sorry, it cracked me up.
Actually, honestly, looking at the track list, yeah, King for a Day is like the only real reason to get this. The rest of it's Yeah, yeah.
And it is a live album, though?
It is a live album. It's
Okay,
okay.
because, yeah, I didn't give this one a chance.
It's fine. I mean, Green Day live, they're not the best live band. They're not the best live. I mean, it's very scripted. Very scripted. I prefer my shows to be unscripted and for crazy shit to happen.
Sure.
Green Day's too big for that now. In most cases.
Yeah.
But yeah, King for a Day, Shout, fucking great. Awesome as Fuck is better, but we'll get to that. Yeah, I fucking love American Idiot. 100%. I think they nailed it. I think they at the time in 2004, pop punk was kind of emo.
I mean, it was everywhere.
Yeah, but emo was starting to come in.
Yeah.
And I think Green Day kind of like stole that with the Island. I mean, they kind of like jumped on that bandwagon a little bit here and there, but Blink-182's Untitled was a super influential
Well, and this is when you
record.
also had like Good Charlotte and Sum
yeah.
41 and all those bands are really popular at this point now too. I mean, hell, isn't this when Paris Hilton had her TV show?
I don't know when that was. A Simple Life?
Yeah,
With,
whatever it was. With Lionel Richie's kid.
Yeah. What was her name? No, not Christina Ricci. She's the good one. Whatever. Yeah, the 2000s. I mean, Survivor, reality TV. It was a pretty shitty time. Not just in music, but no, American Idiot. Like, the Green Day came back and they kicked some fucking ass.
Yeah.
And they did it better than a lot of those bands that were influenced by Dookie. So that's all I got for American Idiot.
Who's got the dot?
I do believe it's you. You have
Oh.
the dot.
Okay.
I fucking love American Idiot.
I don't think you love it as much as Dookie, though. So that was in the form of a question. Do you like it more than Dookie?
I do. I don't know. My rankings are all fucked up. Like, I'm looking at what I wrote down. That's not what I remember. That's not what I remember thinking when I was taking my notes. I think the problem is when I get to the end of the album, I've taken all my notes. I'm like, yeah, it's number one. Yeah, it's number one. And like things start to fall behind, and I'm all fucked up here. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go off the top of my head here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it above Dookie.
Okay, but not Insomniac.
Oh fuck no.
Okay.
No.
And then Bill, I think, is going to have this pretty high too. Do you like this more than Dookie?
You know,
I don't think. I think Bill's going to go with Dookie.
I'll give Green Day this. In 2004, what they put out was better than what Offspring put out in 2003. I'll give them that.
Okay.
But Offspring still kicked ass in 2003 too, though.
Oh, they still kicked ass.
That was
That wasn't Splinter.
Yeah. Splinter was good. Splinter's good.
Yeah, Splinter wasn't really it was okay for me.
I mean, you like Americana? You like Splinter?
Yeah, but it was the same, but it wasn't everything I needed. Didn't have enough.
Don't fuck with the hooey.
I am going to put Green Day, American Idiot. I'm also going to put it above Dookie. That's a close one, though. That's some nostalgia helping kick that one up.
I mean, that's always a thing.
Oh, I have nostalgia for every single one of these records. Now, Tim.
So I'm going to put it number 2, but I'm also going to call a mulligan and flip Nimrod and Dookie.
What the fuck, dude?
Yes, sir.
I see you, you motherfucker. I see you. Bill sees you.
Am
We
I the
see
most
you.
original person?
We see you, Tim. All right.
We are an unscripted show.
We are an
Sometimes we
unscripted show.
accidentally mess up our picks. Sometimes we got to pull mulligans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, once in
Yeah.
a while we see the light and we realize, shoot, I need to switch this album's ranking.
I
I
mean,
mean, yeah,
This album
it's
is better.
Dookie. It's Dookie. You can't have Dookie in fourth place.
Sure you can.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we haven't got there yet.
I mean, we still got to talk about Saviors.
Oh, yeah. We got Saviors coming up.
It's true. And Trey.
And Trey.
And Uno.
And Rev Rad. Stick around for all those great records. I don't know where the fuck we're going from here. What did you do with the directions? Who the fuck knows? We don't got directions here.
Faster
Yeah.
and more intense.
Yeah, uh-huh. All right.
Vigorously.
I think I'm looking at some fucked up shit
With
here. 'Cause
gusto.
I might have to pull a mulligan
Much
too.
gusto.
I might have to pull a mulligan too, actually. Because I don't think
Oh,
my
yeah?
shit's right. Yeah. All right. Anyway, be safe. Stick around. Like, subscribe. We're a Playlist Link channel. Go check out all these videos in a row. And hit us up on socials. Let us know your rankings. Be safe and make good decisions. Unlike us, do something better with your lives than talking about Green Day on the
Please.
internet.
Where have all the riots gone?
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.